Hello everyone, today I'll be doing a solo Grandmaster run under 40 power level 1580 with Hunter. For my subclass, I'll be using Night Stalker. Here are the mods and fragments I'll be using in this video. For my kinetic, I'll be using Wilder Horde with the Solar Scout Rifle. And for my heavy, I'll be using Cell Spy Pitch Glass. All the armor mods and the fragments that I use in this video will be on my dim loadout in the description below. Mainly, this is going to be a high energy build for the Hunter. So this is going to be the 1580 run, where all the ads are going to be skulls, not sword like the regular Grandmaster, and it's going to be a nightmare. So mainly I am taking down the Overload champion that they added, by the way. It wasn't there before, but you know what? They thought it'd be a good idea of adding additional Overload champion, a Scorn that shoots lava. Yes, lava. Just like from Birthplace of the Vile. And now I'm going to deal with the mini boss. Now you're probably thinking right now why I'm not taking down the Overload champion. Well, there's a trick where you can actually skip one Overload champion and get platinum. And it is true. By the way, I will prove it. Or you could just skip to the end of the video. But anyway, you can skip the Overload champion. You must take down the boss really fast before the second Overload champion appears. If you see here, you must keep running and make sure you don't get champion has appeared. If you do that, then you are guaranteed to get platinum, especially when you take down all the champions. Alright, so everything should be good to go. So now we're gonna go to the elevator room where anything can happen. Oh my god, they're back! They're back! I can't believe it. I despise them. Why did they bring them back? Oh, I'm sorry guys. I'm still traumatized by the old corrupted version. I forgot that the new corrupted version, that they took away all the taken Minotaur, the Cabal, all these taken ads that shoot two-shot you. But now they're gone, so this is the new corrupted. They did some tweaks. You know, everyone hates corrupted. I hate corrupted. We're going to be introducing you the taken scions, or I like to call them the taken bunnies. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. They duplicate crazy. They do a lot of damage. They do more damage than a champion, which doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Alright? So when you are going to activate the elevator of death, make sure and try your best. You know, I'm not gonna say do this. Try your best to take down as much scions as you can. Make sure that you pick up the ore from the wall if you can, and then just take down these taken Cabal mini bosses. Once you do, shoot Wilder Horde or get the hell out of there. What I mainly do is just get behind this wall so I could just recover myself, and then I turn invisible, and then I just make my way picking up the orbs, or we call them the relics for players who want to be more detailed. And make sure you take down the blights of death, because they can, well, I guess two-shot you. I don't remember if they can one-shot you in 1580. I think they can, depending on your resilience, but I don't 100% remember at the moment. Make sure you pick up the relic, take down the mini boss, and make sure you take down the blights of death, because you don't want to deal with them. They're annoying. They are extremely dangerous. Then once you take down the two mini bosses, now you can deal with the mini boss. So this guy likes to teleport. He's very stubborn, extremely stubborn. I mean, if you're on console, this guy is a mess, a headache. Thus, for Titan and Warlock, you just throw grenades at it. But since we're on Hunter and we don't really have a grenade build, you know, unless on stasis, but you're just going to rely on Wilder Horde. and a bit of heavy. You can use heavy if you want to. I mean, I don't have lucent finisher on this run. I wasn't able to use it. But I'll talk more about that very soon. So once you deal with the mini boss, just use your super, take down the taken bunnies or the scion bunnies. Taken scions, any nickname you want to call them. And then just throw an orb of your life. Just throw it. Pick it up and throw it at the shield. And try your best not to throw it at these scion bunnies or the taken scions. So now I'm just going to bait them. Making sure everything will be good to go. You know, I'm glad they did some tweaks because if I did that, I probably would have died already because that blight would have hit me. But good thing they did some tweaks on the new corrupted version. Now the old corrupted version, the second phase, it is a complete nightmare because you're going to have blights everywhere. Tracking blights will kill you, one-shot you. But they made it easier even in the 1580 run. So just be thankful of the Bungie that there are no blights and they replaced the mini bosses into stasis. Yes, stasis mini bosses. Isn't that just fantastic? Now you can also use these stasis crystals to take cover, especially dealing with the fire. I will show very soon what I'm talking about. Main objective is to pick up the relic, throw it, regain your dodge, and then just pray for the Bungie the relic will cooperate. Yeah, this run was kind of annoying because, you know, they nerfed mobility for the hunter, which is why I just used 6 coyote. I mean, everyone's different. You can also use the Oni exotic chest plate. I mean, it's everyone's playstyle. You don't have to use 6 coyote. A lot of people hate the exotic. I mean, for me, I love the exotic. It's one of my favorites, especially when using the bomber build. It is amazing. You could just spam a lot of grenades, but sadly I wasn't able to do it for this video. Maybe for Master Nightfall. You know, I really love the lucent finisher. Really want to take advantage of it, but couldn't do it in this video. I'm probably going to redo this run just to make a clean run with lucent finisher and the artifact mod where you can stagger overload champions with your void grenades. Yeah, about that. So I wasn't able to put that on my hunter because I had to make sure my character is 1580 so I can get these skulls, which they are more tanky. They do take more damage, which is why I was being very cautious in this video. Thus is why I am going to redo this run. So back away, make sure you don't let it hit you. I'm not really 100% sure how much damage it does on the regular Grandmaster until I test it out. I will tell you if it is safe to get hit by a blight or it's not, because on the 1580 it seems to one-shot me. I don't know about the regular. I have no idea. I have no idea how much damage the fire does on a regular Grandmaster, but as I said before, I will redo it, test it out, see what works, what doesn't work. And now we're going to be introducing you the Unstoppable Champion, which I'm pretty sure you guys are very familiar. So there's going to be a lot of the arc shields, mainly hives. And they love to shoot arc from far distance. That's one I despise. And the Unstoppable Champion can shoot void from far distance as well, which is why I highly recommend to take down the Unstoppable Champion. Mainly the reason is if you do take down Unstoppable Champion, then the Arc Knights will back away, which is what you want. Because they just shoot arc far away. They are ridiculously strong. Overpowered, to be honest. Now you're probably wondering what's going on here. So I'm trying to avoid passing the line. And there's a trick where you can make the Shrieker not shoot orbs. But then sometimes, I will say, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. So I'll let everyone know ahead, just in case someone comments and say, Blitz, it didn't work, it shot me. So I'm just letting everyone know. I'm giving a warning, a Blitz warning, so I won't get blamed, you know. So now I'm going to be dealing with the Arc Knights. You know, they like to do ballerina twirls. Let's see what this guy's going to do. Is he going to do a ballerina twirl? Looks like he did. He actually did. Ballerina twirl from the right side. Then he's going to hide and then try to shoot arc at me. So hopefully we can take him down, if he can cooperate with me. You can also throw your melee, so you can do a little bit more damage. Well, basically debuff the boss for, well, mini. You can debuff the mini Arc Knight temporarily. Now there's going to be 2 Unstoppable champions, so just make sure you take your time. Or if you have lucent finisher, you can just use heavy and then just take him down. Well, honestly, if I was using lucent finisher, you know, scenario, I would just take down this Unstoppable champion and then just use lucent finisher at the second one. That's pretty much what I would do. You know, scenarios if I was doing the regular Grandmaster mode. But because I can't do that and I'm just forced to use weak and clear and solo operative, I have to rely on my sky rifle. Alright, so the Unstoppable champion will be up ahead. Just pray to the Bungie that the Unstoppable champion will cooperate. So make sure you use Will the Horde, use a scout. Now I'm going to skip these shriekers, but first things first, I gotta go grab some ammo, so I'm going to do a mini time skip. Alright, once I spent 2 minutes of my life because I was looking for heavy, and guess what? There was no heavy. I was so sad, you know. But anyway, I'm going to skip these shriekers with power and visibility. And wow, what a coincidence. We found heavy. Wow, I wasted 2 minutes. I could have just turned invisible and picked up that heavy brick. Alright, so now we're going to be dealing with the ogres. And this is the part where you have temporarily DPS to deal with the ogres, the hive ogre, and the taken ogre. And then there will be an Unstoppable champion that will spawn left and right. It is RNG. You know what? I am going to do the mini cheese, and I don't feel like being cast away from the taken ogre. So make sure you hug the wall, the rail of the stairs, and crouch. You don't want to stand up. If you stand up, then you will teleport to the taken room. Now, one thing I will say is make sure you take down the hive first and then the taken last. If you take down the taken ogre and then the hive, well, here's the problem. You're going to have all the Arc Knights and Thralls riot on you. They're all going to go aggressive and they will kill you or your fire team. You don't want that to happen. I would say it's pretty useful because now you can deal with the Unstoppable champion. You don't have to, you know, be forced to be teleported from the other room from the mini boss. Alright, so now Castaway is going to be active. So I'm going to hug the stair rails. And you know what? I don't feel like going to the taken room. So this is the mini cheese. So revenge. Revenge. Finally, I can manipulate the teleportation from Castaway, from the taken ogre and the hive ogre. You know, I don't have to deal with teleporting back to the hive room and then Unstoppable champion one-shots me, stomps me out of nowhere. Or when I'm trying to do DPS on Overload champion and then I get teleported back to the hive room. Or dealing with Unstoppable champion and then I teleport back to the hive room. Alright, Bungie, you always Bungie me, always do bugs on me, but you know what? The tables have turned. Now I'm gonna do bugs on this game where I don't feel like going to be cast away. I found out this method months ago, but I haven't had a chance to make a video on it or talk about it. But I am gonna do a mini time skip here and then just take down this boss, and then we're gonna go to the taken room. Now I could just take my sweet time and take down this ogre. I just hate this Nightfall so much. I despise it with all of my hate. Anyway, we're gonna take down the boss, and then we're gonna deal with 2 unstoppable champions. Not overload champions. Which I am extremely happy. You know, I hate, so much hatred, so much traumatized from overload champions. There's only 2 unstoppable champions. They deleted the 3rd unstoppable champion. So if you guys are wondering about the 3rd unstoppable champion, usually you have to do half of the health of the Hive Ogre, and then you teleport to the taken room for the unstoppable champion to spawn. I'm not even joking or over exaggerating. Do you know how frustrating and stressful that is? I had to do that a year ago. And it was just horrible. I hated it so much. Especially Overloads was even worse. 100 times worse. But just an example of how horrible Corrupted is. So here I was just baiting the unstoppable champions, and one was running away. Get over here, unstoppable champion. Jesus Christ. Just run away from me all the time. By the way, if you're wondering, get over here joke, it's from Get Over Here from the animation Dorky. So yeah, that is a joke reference if anyone's like curious, why is she saying that? So once we deal with the unstoppable champion, yay, right? Now we get to deal with the ogre. Alright, so I'm going to do a mini time skip over here. Mainly just use Will the Whore, user scout, grenades. And then you should be able to take down the boss. Oh, and be aware of the boss. He can push you off the map, so be very aware of his attack. I'm going to turn invisible, skip these shriekers. By the way, there is a safe way for the hunter and warlock. So if I ever have time, I'll show you. It's probably near the far left side. Everyone's different. But anyway, we're gonna deal with more champions. It's just the best day ever. Happiest guardian. I get to deal with more champions. If only I had lucent finisher just to get, you know, heavy. But can't do that. Have to use weaken, clear, and solo operative. Don't have an artifact mod on a 1350 cape on hunter, right? So this champion was stuck on the door. So because of that, I'm going to take advantage of it. And for some reason, I don't know why, but you can actually use Will the Whore and it'll clip through the door. Also the scout and grenades. So it's weird, but hey, it works. So if it works, then just take advantage of it. Because the thing about Corrupted is anything can happen. You can't trust Corrupted. Can't trust Grandmaster. Anything. And when I mean anything, I'm talking about these unstoppable champions can one-shot you. You can break an ankle, like mainly warlocks, they have that issue. Or you could just double jump and then the stasis shoots you on your hunter and then you just die and fall off to the death pit. The boss, which we'll talk about later, that does this arc that can one-shot you. And the boss was doing this quick attack teleportation that scared the bungee out of me, so I'm gonna back away. Make sure I take down these taken thralls. I really hate these guys because I can't really do the precision shots because they just move around, console aim assist. Just use Will the Whore. If you're using Osteo, just use Osteo. I feel like Osteo would be fun to use to deal with these taken thralls. They just go left, right, back, front. I don't know. They're just so weird to take down. They take a while for me. Unless I was on Warlock with Void Grenades or a Titan with Arc Grenades or a Void Grenade. I could deal with these annoying taking thralls, but sadly I can't really use my grenades so much on my hunter. So that made me sad. Now they did some little changes, so I will say it used to be snipers. The Overlord champions used to be snipers, so they replaced them into stasis. So just be very happy that they got rid of these snipers. And they were very dangerous. They always one-shot. I mean, not anymore because they're gone. So yay, the new corrupted version. Still traumatized by it, by the way. And I'm still thinking about the old corrupted, the snipers, but not their stasis. Now, one thing I'll be careful is try to not be near the edge when they're using their stasis, because sometimes your character will fall off and you can't double jump. Now I am going to be baiting this Overlord champion. He seems to be aggressive when I jump on the right platform. I don't know why. Maybe he just has his territory. Maybe he's picky. And then this is the part where I'm trying to take down this Overlord champion, but he's gonna teleport in the back right side. So make sure you take him down. He can be extremely complicated. And there were times where I missed my precision shots and then he just goes all the way back to the map and I start all over again at DPS. It is extremely annoying, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say it happens. No, it is annoying. It is annoying, especially if you're using a linear and if you're on Xbox or PlayStation 5, you're trying to do precision shots and then that sniper or the stasis taken or these taken thralls are in the way and then you miss your shots and then it starts all over again. And it's horrible. So now there's going to be 2 unstoppable champions. They're just going to be waving at you. And all you do is use your super if you have it. Use Will the Horde. And just be aware of their solar. So they shoot solar. And I don't know why, but for some reason they do a lot of damage. I don't know about the regular corrupted. But I know for the 1580 version, they just melt. And that's why I was staying away from them. And that's why I didn't go to the second platform. Because they were shooting solar and it was hurting my poor guardian. Unless I was on warlock. But, you know, just scenarios. Alright, so I'm going to definitely take down this horrible, horrible taken thralls. And if you do see heavy bricks, just make sure you pick it up. Or you can just spam lucent finisher, which I wish I had it, but I don't. Now there is another Overlord champion, and I'm very happy that it didn't jump off the map. Now sometimes there is this Overlord champion from the far left side. He jumps off the map and then you don't get platinum. So that's another thing I don't like about Corrupted. There is a bunch of Overlord champions that they just jump off the map because they feel like not giving you platinum rank. Especially when doing this solo, it is a nightmare. Frustrating. And if you're fire team, worse because everyone starts arguing. And this Overlord champion also likes to shoot arc at you or these tracking arc. So just be aware that this Overlord champion, you can't trust it. Don't trust the Overlord champions in this Nightfall. Sometimes you stagger and then start shooting you. It's just weird. And the worst thing is that they always behave like this on Corrupted. So it's nothing new. They still didn't fix that. You know, the only thing they kind of fix is when you stagger the Overlord champions, they're not going to have this bug where they just regain their health even though you stagger it. I mean, that's the good thing. They did fix that because there were Overlord champions where you stagger it And you have to take him down now. You have to use your super now, or it's just going to regain his health. So even if you consistently use your bow or your scout or Le Monarch, it's still not going to kill the Overlord champion. It will just regain his health. It'll be stagger once, and then that's it. And then it'll regain his health unless you take him down quickly. Make sure the area has the fallen rocks or the floaty rocks, because there's times where the rocks kill me when they spawn. I don't know why. It's just so random. So I was just waiting for them to spawn so I don't have any bug issues. I despise it with all of my hate. So here's a scenario of if you want to skip platinum or just deal with the champions. Now this one's really weird, so I decided to just bait the Overlord champion to fall off the map. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. For me, I was just extremely lazy. I didn't feel like taking down the Overlord champion. So I decided to just bait him, you know, just shoot him a bit, make him move. Hopefully he'll fall down and I can get platinum. Well, I can get the points, I guess. Yeah, I know. So this one takes a while. I mean, sometimes I get it my first go. Sometimes it takes me a couple seconds. So I was trying to make him fall down the map and he wasn't cooperating in this footage. Like, please, please, Overlord champion, I want to show the Guardians a trick and you're not showing it. Please just go to the left side and fall down. So usually when you shoot him a bit, he'll fall down. And I was trying to make him do that, but he was just being stubborn. Being weird. Maybe if I throw a grenade, he'll move. And if for some reason he does, oh, okay, so I throw a grenade. It was a bad grenade, by the way, a bad throw. Probably the worst grenade ever. It was so bad, my grenade. You know, I'm trying to do the SO grenades, but it failed. That Overlord champion just didn't like it. So embarrassed that I just fell off the map. I mean, it worked, right? So I'll just take it. I'm going to skip a couple of these ads since I do want to take advantage of it. Of course, for the Titan Warlock, I would just spam grenades, but my Hunter doesn't have the grenade build. I do have the high energy fire, so I'm going to go backwards to deal with the Overlord champions. And this is going to be such a fun adventure. So these Overlord champions, as always, they are stubborn. And what I'm mainly trying to do is deal with the sniper. So there's a sniper next to the Overlord champion. And he is extremely stubborn. So I was trying to use Will the Horde so I could take down the sniper. Because the thing about this is the Overlord champion is going to shoot his arc. And I didn't want to deal with that. So this was a bit annoying. Because, you know, if I had my artifact mod to stagger Overlord champions, you know, it would have been easier. But couldn't do that. You know, had to deal with this 1580 run the most annoying way, so class armor I was using, you know, didn't have an additional artifact mod, and I had to use, you know, weaken clear, and pretty much was torture. You know, I have to deal with this sniper who just keeps moving around, being complicated. Alright, so now I'm gonna be dealing with the Ovalo champion finally until he stops going like a psychopath. Alright, Ovalo, are you done being angry? Alright, there we go. Now we could just spam our scout. And then you can use your heavy. Or you could just use your scout. Pretty much anything you prefer. Alright, so now I'm going to be going to deal with the Ovalo champion. Now they have another sniper. And he pop a bubble. Oh, great. We got a mini titan. I mean, I already have enough on PvP Iron Banner. Now to deal with this mini taken sniper that's popping bubbles. And this corrupted Nightfall. This is why I hate corrupted. I despise it. So much hatred. Please, sniper, cooperate. If only I can throw my grenades and stagger the Ovalo champion. Too bad I can't do that on this footage. So here's the problem. If I throw my grenade and the Ovalo champion, it's gonna start spamming arc. But the good thing is that it wasn't even, the grenade didn't touch the Ovalo, but if it did, it would go crazy and psychopath. So now I'm gonna deal with the Ovalo champion. I was trying to save some heavy, that's why I was just using a scout. Because my heavy was pretty low. It wasn't looking good. So that's the reason why I was taking my sweet time using a scout. Alright, so now we're gonna go do the fun part. Yes, the fun part. You know what's the best part about this? We get to deal with the boss, but I am going to do the mini island cheese, or I'm not really sure if it is a cheese, to be honest. I feel like Bungie did this on purpose just to make Corrupted easier for the fire team and for solo players. So mainly you want to go and just look at the boss, say hello, and then just get the hell out of there. And then just go in this island. Just turn to the left side so you can get rid of the joining allies. And then just use Will the Horde. So now I'm going to be throwing my grenades. Just take advantage of Will the Horde. And yes, I am going to do many time skip dealing with these Solar Knights. So mainly what you want to do over here is use Will the Horde, use Scout, use your super right away. If you have ashes to assets, then just take advantage of it. You know, especially for warlocks and titans. You know, this would be probably the perfect time to spam it, but you know, like I said before, I'm not using a grenade build on Hunter. Mainly I'm using the high energy fire build. So now I'm just trying to bait the boss to shoot somewhere else because the boss was shooting arc on a direction where I don't want it to shoot. So mainly your objective is just to take down the Solar Knights. They hide, but you can throw grenades, you can use Will the Horde. If you do run out of Will the Horde, you can just turn invisible, pick up the ammo, and then just go back. Just be aware of the boss because she likes to shoot arc that can one-shot you. RNG, by the way, tried it. You know, the old Corrupted was horrible. I remember it one-shot me and I wasn't even close to the arc. Like a little bit, but not directly, but it one-shot me, which was annoying. So just be careful with the boss. So now I'm going to do a mini time skip here because I have to deal with the Solar Knights. Alright, so once I deal with these Solar Knights, you know, everything is clear out. Now we're gonna go pick up the relic and then throw it to the boss. The boss likes to shoot arc and it's annoying. So that's 1. And that's 2. So I think around 4. It used to be 6. Now it's 4 because of the solo operative. So that's gonna be 3. And then it's going to be 4. So before doing DPS the boss, make sure you're in a good spot so you can try your best to do DPS with your linear or rocket. So right now I'm just trying to find a good spot and I'm trying to make sure the boss doesn't do anything crazy because there's times where I throw the orb and then it shoots arc at me. You know, it could just be a bit annoying. So I try my best to do as much precision shots as I can, then I'm gonna back away because now I have to deal with more ads. And it's just gonna be fun. So I did enough precision shots to deal with the boss, so she is immune. She has a shield, and mainly what you want to do here is clear all the ads and then you have to pick up the relic. Just be aware of the floating rocks, the flying rocks, by the way, because they can one-shot you. So now you can use your super, or you can use your will the horde. So I'm gonna do a mini time skip here, so it's just mainly just using a scout for just 5 minutes. Once I clear all these solar knights, because it was taking forever, it actually took me around 5 minutes. So right now I'm gonna deal with the last solar knight. I got extremely impatient. I just got fed up hearing the sky rifle sound over and over for 5 minutes. It just gets a little annoying. So now mainly I'm gonna be shooting the boss or throwing a relic at the boss. I would say around 4 times. Just make sure you double check of the health of the boss. Because what you want to do is you want to pick up the relic and then make sure you have your super or your grenade and just do as much precision shots as you can once you do break the shield. So you're probably wondering why I'm jumping around. Well, the thing is the arc. So the thing about the boss is you have to move around. You just can't stand still and wave at it, hoping that it won't shoot arc at you. It doesn't really work like that with the boss. You have to move around, make sure she doesn't precision shot you because it'll one-shot you and send you back to orbit. See, that's the problem about the boss. It's just so RNG. I just don't trust this boss. And that's one rule about Corrupted. You don't trust Corrupted. You don't trust the boss. It will one-shot you. If you do trust the boss, I just highly recommend don't trust the boss. So now I'm going to be throwing the last relic to break the shield. Make sure you break the shield, and if the boss tries to push you, you could just use your melee. So you can use your melee so you won't get pushed off the map. So I'm going to be using my super precision shots. You know, hopefully console aim assist will cooperate with me. Once I do enough damage, I'm going to go to the teleporter and get the hell out of here because I don't like this Nightfall at all. Now we get to deal with more ads, well, more champions. It's just perfect. I'm having the best day ever in my life. So happy. So the one thing you'll notice is I'm going to be a little careful and play a little passive because this sniper can one-shot me. It happened to me on my runs. This isn't my... I wouldn't say that this is my first or second attempt. I would say my 5th or 4th. Because what killed me was the boss pushed me off the map. The boss keeps one-shotting me over and over again. A nuisance or absurd or annoying. Pretty much unfair. Yeah, one thing you can do is use your linear. I thought, just use my linear and just get over it. See, this is the perfect time, spam linear. Could use that lucent finisher. Highly recommend. Just use lucent finisher so you can get heavy when you deal with the champions. There is a sniper. There is a solar knight. So I was trying to see maybe I can use a scout and then, of course, use your linear. If you do have a lot of linear, just use it. This boss, this Obolo champion will move a lot. He will hide behind a wall when he's low on health. You can see here he's trying to hide. So use your linear fusion rifle. Take him down quickly. I was just being very cautious because he snipes and I don't trust him. So I saw a vandal from far distance, so I decided to just use my scout. Might as well just take advantage of it. And then I saw Unstoppable Champion. I thought maybe if I use a Wildahor, maybe it'll make it. But hey, it hit a rock. Perfect. Proving grounds, I get hit by rocks, and now I can't even use Wildahor because these rocks are blocking my way. Fantastic. I didn't even know that can happen. It's so random. As I said, Corrupted is just random. Anything can happen. Just like Wildahor. I'm trying to use Wildahor, but it hit a rock. And you guys know I hate rocks. Especially proving grounds. It's just so much traumatized by getting one shot by a rock. Just because I want to speed run, quote unquote. But it never works out for me. If you do have a lot of linear, just use your linear to deal with the snipers. I was just trying to save heavy because I didn't have an artifact mod to get heavy bricks. Oh, and make sure you are aware of the boss. This is probably the spot where the boss can one-shot you. So just be careful. The boss likes to shoot arc. So that's why I was backing away, because the boss was just shooting arc. It was just a nightmare. One thing you can do is turn invisible and then just walk a bit further away. And then the boss will teleport. I mean, I could have done it on this footage, but probably next time. Probably on my cleaner run, I'll just turn invisible and then just make the boss teleport. I didn't do in this footage because this is more of a passive solo run. Alright, so I went back to get some ammo. I thought maybe there was some ammo, by the way. So I decided to be impatient and then deal with the Solar Knight. This is probably not the safest spot. But as I said before, just turn invisible and then just make the boss teleport to the second phase room. It's not even worth of trying to deal with the Unstoppable with the boss floating around like a psychopath shooting arc at you. Alright, so now I'm going to be using Wildahor to deal with the Unstoppable champion. Hopefully he'll cooperate and then these rocks won't be in the way. But yeah, just use Wildahor. I would save my super for the boss. Alright, so once I deal with the Unstoppable champion, because he was just hiding and hiding, Another method you can do is just go to the mini island and then just use Will the Herd. I'll probably do a cleaner run and spam lucent finisher. Alright, so now I'm going to be going on top of this rock. And then now we're going to deal with more taken scions. So I'm going to do many time skip at dealing with the scions. So mainly what you want to do is make sure you spawn the scions. You jump on the island and then you pull back. Now during the second DPS phase, you cannot be in this island. It will have join allies. I want to give players a warning that this area won't be available during the second phase. And when I mean the second phase, I'm talking about when the boss is floating around like a psychopath, trying to push you off the map, shooting arc at you that can one-shot you or could one-shot you if you don't move. And make sure you clear all the taken scions. So once I deal with the scions, I'm gonna go grab the orb. If the boss tries to push you, just slide or go behind the pillar. Try your best not to jump when the boss is trying to push you off the map, because the thing about it is that it can hurt you more and it will lead you to your death. So I highly recommend do not jump when the boss is trying to push you off the map. And also slide for your life. So I'm gonna go Merry-Go Death, I'm gonna pick up the relic, run for my life. And I'm gonna be throwing the orb. And then just keep going around and rotate in a circle. Boy, this is really fun. Really fun. My gosh. I really hate this boss. See, the one thing I don't like about this boss, especially on Hunter, if you're running, the boss can still shoot arc at you on Hunter. And it's so annoying. I know for Warlock and Titan, you can avoid the arc attack from the boss, but for the Hunter, it's just impossible unless I'm hiding. But the thing is, the boss can try to push me off the map or stomp me on the second phase. So one thing you can do for Hunter is abuse the power of invisibility. So the boss can't really see you on the first phase, but on the second phase, even if you turn invisible, she can still see you. Yeah, that's the scary thing about the second phase. You know, it wouldn't really be that scary. The most scary issue is the Solar Knights for the Warlock and the Titan. The scary thing about this one is mainly the boss, because she can run or float away a little faster than your Hunter, and that's the scary part about this. Now someone can argue and say, why not just use a relic and spam melee? That's also another method you can do to avoid the arc attack. It's just that the controller, I have the melee on the D-pad on the right side, so it's hard for me to use my melee. And this is not the new controller. I haven't tried out the new controller yet, but it's complicated. Now there's going to be these Solar Knights. Now be very happy that they nerfed the second phase. So mainly during this part when you do break the bubble, there will be 2 Solar Knights. And then during the second phase, there'll be more Solar Knights, but they took it off. So it'll be just Scions during the next phase. So that's the good news. Now what I'm trying to do over here is just take my sweet time. So I was trying to deal with these Solar Knights, and the thing about these guys is they're extremely dangerous. Their blights can melt you. Make sure you use your super. We got the boss trying to push her off the map like it did over here. They nerfed the boss's ability to push you off the map. Before, it used to one-shot you. It used to really push you off the map. Now they nerfed it. But even though they nerfed the boss, she can still push you off the map, basically, if you jump. Which is why I highly recommend to run or slide. Slide for your life or just spam the relic melee. I mean, if you have the relic, then just spam it. So here I was being reckless because I was trying to take down the Solar Knight. It's just being a pain. He was being extremely painful because, well, I'm trying to take him down and he keeps teleporting. I mean, that one scared the crap out of me. That one scared the bungee out of me. I mean, wow, did you guys see that? He just teleported. This is why I don't like Corrupted. You just can't trust Corrupted, period. Too much RNG. Alright, we can see this beautiful. We see this Solar Knight hopping around from the right side. Now he's just walking. You know, there are times where the rocks, see these rocks are spinning? Sometimes they can kill the Solar Knight. Extremely rare, by the way, but if it does happen on your run, be extremely happy. Because now it'll be so much easier to deal with the boss if it did happen to you. I was just waiting for my invisibility so I can deal with the Solar Knight. Jesus, this is gonna be a long day. Fantastic. Having the best day of my life. So I'm gonna do many time skip of me waiting for my invisibility. So I'm just trying to wait for the night. And then I see this boss floating around like a psychopath. Oh my goodness. He's just looking for me. Where are you, Blitz? I see you. Just wait till the second phase. This boss will float around like a psychomaniac. And I'm not even joking. She has the ability to stomp you, one-shot you, has the ability to push you off the map, and then the arc attack. And seriously, what is with this rock spinning and spinning and spinning on the top right? It's distracting. But anyway, I'm going to be moving around, trying to find a good spot to deal with this Solar Knight. So I thought maybe this crystal would be a good idea. Then I'm gonna pull away, I'm gonna back away, run away, and then hopefully I'll deal with this Solar Knight. So finally, now I could just shoot, now I could just do some damage at the boss. So now I'm gonna go to a good spot, maybe here. Here seems okay, but now I'm gonna be dealing with the boss. Once I waited for my smoke and my dodge, now I'm going to be dealing with the boss. I'm trying to see where the boss is. Hopefully he won't push me off the map, and he almost did. Oh my goodness. See, this is why I don't trust this boss. I don't trust her. Alright, so finally we could do some precision shots, and then he's just going to pop her shield, and then this is when she turns into a psychopath maniac. So this is when we're going to have taken Scions. The good news is that there is no Solar Knights that will spawn during the second DPS phase. Bad news is that Taken Scions do a lot of damage. They do more damage than the champion, which is weird. I don't understand. So make sure you take down these Taken Scions or Scion bunnies. Take them down and then just pull back. If you don't, they will duplicate and then they will mess up your run. So I'm just going around in circles, merry-go death. Running away and sliding for my life if I can. So yeah, isn't this fun? I'm having the best day of my life. Hopefully I'll pick up the relic Alright, so now I'm gonna be picking up the relic. We took down the taken scions. And remember about the boss? Yeah, about that. Well, she's gonna be floating. And just be very careful of the boss because she likes to push you off the map, but you can use a relic to avoid the arc attack. So that's just one method you can do on hunters since they're slow and they can't get away from the arc. Even if you run without the relic, it can still shoot you, which is so weird. It's just kind of unfair for the hunter. Teleportation rock? What the heck? What was that? Did you guys see that? A rock teleported in front of me. See, this is why I just don't trust Corrupted. And why is that rock still spinning from the right side? It's still spinning, guys. I just can't believe it. Why is it just spinning there non-stop? Am I going crazy? Why is that rock spinning? It's been doing that ever since the boss fight. Ever since the second phase, we have like this weird rock from the right side spinning around. It's so weird. It's distracting. My goodness, I feel like it's just gonna go and hit my guardian. Anyway, make sure you just run around circles. Just try your best to avoid the arc attack from the boss. She will be floating around like a psychopath, so just be aware of that. And she can still see you even when you turn invisible. She will still see you. So I wouldn't really rely on invisibility during this phase, to be honest. Alright, now she's just going aggressive. She's gonna be floating like a psychopath maniac. Just run. Run for your life. And make sure you don't jump when it tries to push you off the map. Alright, so now I'm gonna be throwing a relic. And then run for my life. Got a spinning rock from the left side. Just watching us. Hoping that I failed the run, but not today. Not today, rock. Not going to fail this run. I am not going back to orbit. Alright, so I'm going to be spinning around in circles. It's just fun. Having the best day of my life. We're having a psychopathic boss floating around like a maniac, psychopathic, evil boss. And be aware of the arc attack as well. Make sure you use your melee. I was just double checking of how much damage, how much shield it has. And you can see there that it almost stomped me. So just be aware, this boss can stomp you. And I'm trying my best to use this relic to get momentum for the hunters since it's so slow. You know, it's moments like this where I wish I was on a Titan. Because this is really annoying of trying to dodge the arc attack on Hunter. Unless I was on arc and then I had a speed booster, but still, it's extremely annoying. Alright, running around in circles. I need to pick up the relic. Please, boss, cooperate with me. So this is mainly what you do. You just run around, you just go merry-go-death. Just wait for your invisibility and then just pick up the relic. And then make sure you break the shield. And I think it's around 4 times you break the shield, not 6 times. And then during the 5th time, make sure you're in a good spot to do DPS. That way, if the boss tries to push you off the map, you'll still be safe. Which is what happened to me. So when I was doing DPS at the boss, she almost pushed me off the map, which was pretty bad. But yeah, just be very careful with the boss. So now I'm going to see if I can lure the boss on this spot. This seems like a nice DPS spot. So yeah, you can see here that the boss almost sent me back to orbit. So first rule, of using your super on Hunter. Do not jump. So that was the biggest mistake I did there. So next time when I do my Thrawn, I'm not going to jump, because I could have messed up my solo Thrawn. Anyway, we did take down the boss, so yay! And we got Platinum. So we did skip the Overload Champion from the beginning, and we got Platinum, so proof there. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!